Hi, everybody. Welcome back to MedBarn Academy. And if this is your first time tuning in, then welcome. We hope to earn your subscription today. I'm Dr. Fran Rowe, one of the veterinary nutritionists here at MedBarn. And our topic for today's video is going to be on Topline, and specifically what factors go into supporting a strong and healthy Topline. Every day, our team gets questions from horse owners who are concerned about or unsatisfied with their horse's top line muscling. And while nutrition certainly plays a key role in muscle development and muscle maintenance, there are other important factors to consider when it comes to top line. So let's chat through that. Let's get started. Let's start off with defining what top line muscling actually is. So top line isn't just one muscle. It's actually a collective term for a group of muscles located along the horse's back, croup, and rump. Muscles are responsible for the extension or rounding and lateral flexion of the spine, stability of the spine, rib cage, and kind of those upper parts of the limbs, as well as postural support. In order to build and maintain these muscles, just like any other muscle in the body, horses need balanced nutrition, appropriate physical stimulation of that muscle or muscle groups, and then pain-free engagement of those muscles. There are several different muscles that play a role in a horse's top line, and depending on the source you read, different muscles may or may not be included in that collective top line term. I've included a list of the most commonly referenced or kind of major top line muscles here, separating them between, kind of our more superficial muscles and then our deeper muscles. The superficial muscles are located kind of most exterior on the horse, and they're going to be the ones that are actually kind of palpable if you put your hands on your horse's back. While the deep muscles sit beneath those superficial muscles, they're deeper inside the body and even under the spine. There are lots of minor contributors to top line, and I didn't want to get too hung up on including all of those today in our list here. And what's important to remember is really that the whole body is indeed connected. So, a weakness anywhere or somewhere, even if it seems far away from the back, can still negatively affect posture. It can affect how that horse carries themselves and thus end up affecting top line muscle strength. When we talk about assessing a horse's top line muscling, we use a scale just like we do with body condition scoring. This helps us stay really objective in our assessment so that we can, track changes over time in a consistent way. For top line, there are 4 grades that we will score on, and those are demonstrated here with these different examples. So grade A is considered ideal. And that's when the muscles of the top line are very full and they actually sit above the level of the spine. Now, it's important to differentiate this from fat. We don't want to get confused between just a fat horse with extra fat coverage over the top line versus a healthy top line with developed muscles. So horses with this ideal top line will also very likely be in ideal body condition as well. Grade B is adequate top line. So the spine and the muscles are even with each other, but that muscling could be a bit more developed. Grade C is poor top line. The spine is protruding, though it's not easily felt, and the muscles along the top line are more sunken or a bit more underdeveloped. And then finally, grade D is very poor top line. That spine can be easily seen and easily palpated, and the muscles are very sunken or very underdeveloped on either side of the spine. There are a lot of reasons why a horse might have poor top line, and that can make figuring out the underlying cause really a bit of a challenge sometimes. So, appropriate exercise and nutrition are really the foundation for muscle development and muscle maintenance. So, a lack of exercise or inadequate nutrition are two big reasons why a horse might struggle to build their top line. If those two things are covered and appear well balanced and appropriate, then we start to consider other issues like primary back pain, secondary or compensatory back pain, and then some other different medical conditions that can indirectly impact top line. Some of the most common issues that impact top line muscling in horses include kissing spines, gastric ulcers, and Cushing's disease. So let's dive into ways we can kind of better support our horse's top line muscling. First, we'll start with nutrition, which is really the foundation for building strong and healthy musculature. We have to ensure that the horse is receiving adequate protein intake for its level of exercise. In general, quality forages will meet the protein requirements of most horses. If that forage quality is suboptimal or the level of exercise is particularly high, then additional protein may need to be supplemented into the diet. This can come in the form of something like a 14 to 18% crude protein concentrate, or there are other more forage-based options like alfalfa, soybeans, or other high protein commodities. Additionally, it's critical to ensure that the horse is also receiving balanced vitamin and mineral intake. We know that forages alone will not meet all of the horse's vitamin and mineral needs, and even many concentrates are either not fully fortified or they're not optimally balanced in their vitamin and mineral fortification. So, vitamin deficiencies and mineral imbalances can impair the metabolic processes needed to support muscle health. We pay particular attention to vitamin E and selenium, which are important antioxidants for neuromuscular health. Okay, next is exercise. When it comes to maintaining muscles, any type of muscle, you either use it or you lose it. So we have to engage these muscle groups and work them consistently in order to achieve good muscle development and that muscle maintenance over the top line in our horses. Strengthening core and postural muscles is really hard work. It's like Pilates, so it's important to remember that we need to stay patient and stay consistent with our horses, especially if we're starting kind of from square one in a horse that's lacking a lot of conditioning or a lot of strength. And remember that whenever there's hard work to be done, some horses will try to outsmart you and cheat. They may put themselves into a false frame or kind of fall onto their forehand so as to really avoid kind of engaging from behind and using their core muscles. The goal of introducing exercises to target top line is to really improve that horse's core strength and their top line strength through encouraging stretching and lengthening over the back, engaging the core muscles, and challenging proprioception, or kind of the brain's ability to know where the limbs and feet are in space. So some written exercises that target top line include long and low work and lateral work, transitions, especially downward transitions, and backing, pole work, like over cavalettes, and then hill work. So and really hill work at a walk and a trot, both up and down hills. We can also perform exercises while the horse is standing. These are also called static exercises. I kind of liken these to physical therapy exercises, which can be repeated daily, even when the horse has a day off from ridden work. As the horse gets stronger and more flexible, as you repeat these exercises over time, you can ask them to hold these positions for longer and increase the number of repetitions in each set that you do. And we have a great guide on how to perform these exercises in our article, Benefits of Exercise. I've linked it here, and there's a link in the description of this video below. Our nutritionist Jessica, who's featured in these images here, and her horse kind of go through how to perform all of these exercises and kind of what you're looking for. So some examples include our carrot stretches, both stretching down and stretching side to side, and then our tummy lifts, where we tickle their girth and get them to round over their back, and then little bum tucks where you tickle their bum and get them to kind of scrunch their bum underneath them. So, what if you're doing all the right things and your horse is still really struggling with their top line? Then it's time to reach out to your vet for a deeper investigation. As mentioned a few slides back, there are a lot of different reasons and factors that can negatively impact a horse's top line, and a proper diagnosis will help kind of guide a treatment and management plan for your horse. And your vet's workup will certainly depend on the horse and the type of top line issues you're seeing. But additional diagnostics, might include taking x-rays of the back, performing blood work, things like that to sort of suss out a underlying issue so that you can move forward in your management plan. So here are a few examples of when it might be time to involve your vet in an assessment of your horse for their top line. So maybe that horse is really painful to palpation over their back or behaves very cold-backed when you're saddling or getting onto the horse. Maybe that horse remains really resistant to rounding and suppling exercises under saddle, despite really working with them and doing all these exercises consistently. Maybe that horse has other soundness or performance issues. Maybe they're also showing some other signs of gastric ulcers. Maybe they're showing signs of Cushing's disease. And then maybe they've lost muscle mass really rapidly or asymmetrically. Okay, here are references for today. And thanks so much for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out the other videos on our channel. We have new videos being posted all the time, really on a variety of different topics. So there's something there for everybody, depending on kind of what piques your interest or maybe what issues you're seeing in your own horses. And then don't forget to check out the other or the additional links I've provided in the description of this video below if you want to learn kind of more about what exercises are really beneficial for top line, both ridden and our static exercises. All right, you guys, until next time, bye.